Hi there. My name is Matt, and I'm excited to show you a demo of AgriWebb's herd management solution and how it can help you run a more profitable business, a more efficient operation, leading to a more sustainable future. Let's dive in. As you start your day with AgriWebb, paired with your favorite cup of coffee, you'll begin by looking at your map. The beauty of AgriWebb is that it works offline, so whether you're accessing it from the seat of your pickup or from a remote pasture, you have the ability to view your operation from 30,000 feet, while also diving into the specific details that mean the most to you. You can toggle between livestock, paddocks or pastures, and task views at the top, giving you the information you want to see right at your fingertips. If your focus for the day is managing livestock, you'll start on the livestock view. From here, you can see your different herds of animals designated by the livestock symbols across your map. Each symbol is accompanied by a number showing how many head are in that specific herd. If you've just moved animals into a new pasture and want to make record of it, we're going to simply zoom in and we're going to hold our finger on that specific group and drag and drop them to their new location. It will initiate a movement record, allowing you to move all animals or sort and split the number you moved into that new pasture. In this case, I'm going to move all of those animals. It's going to allow you to select the date and the animals moved. You can click next, allowing you to put a current feed on offer or supplemental feed. But in this case, we'll save it on down. And again, you'll see that we've moved those animals from N4 to N2. When you're in your pickup and looking at the herd right in front of you, you can take a closer look at that particular group by simply clicking on their symbol on the map. This will pop up both a pasture overview and information about the herd or herds of animals within that particular pasture. If you want to dive into the details of a specific group, simply click on View Details. This is going to give you information like the name of the herd, current head count, animal units, average weight, as well as basic details like the current location, breed, age class, origin, and even tag color. When you feed this group of cows and want to record it, you can simply click Feed at the bottom of your screen. Here, it's going to select. When you feed this group of cows in real life and want to record it on AgriWebb, you can simply click Feed at the bottom of the screen. Here, we can select if other herds were fed the same amount and select accordingly. In this case, we are just feeding our 2014 Angus Hereford cross cows. We can now select separate feed or a feed mix. Your separate feeds would be your hays, whereas your feed mix may be a mixture of grain with corn, protein pellets, and soybeans. But in this case, I'm simply going to feed 2 bales of first cutting alfalfa hay. So I'll select my first cutting alfalfa hay. We'll select next. Here we'll be able to input the total feed quantity supplied. So we're selecting 2 bales, and we'll simply save that down. So based on the weight and cost information we input when adding the hay as an inventory item, that cost and weight per head will be dispersed amongst the entire group, adding to the true investment you're making for each animal. Before, you may have just seen your feed line items value in your record books, but with AgriWebb, you can see your true cost of production broken down per head or per herd, allowing a true understanding of the investment being made for each animal. Similar to your feed record, if you're part of a value-added program and end up treating an animal, AgriWebb makes it simple to remain compliant and see which animals have been treated. In this case, we're going to apply a treatment record by selecting Treat at the bottom. Since we are managing from a herd level, we'll select the specific group that one animal is in. We'll then be able to select our treatment. In this case, we're going with our Pyramid 5. We'll show our advanced fields. In this case, you can apply a treatment record to the entire group, but since we're focusing on one specific animal, in the reason you can put sickness or processing, or maybe in this case, if you want to highlight the specific animal that falls out of compliance. So I'm going to say that it was blue tag 1. It was applied by Joe Smith. We're going to also input a labor cost. So for this animal, it was $15. And then as you continue down, you'll be able to set the preset dosage. So it's 2 mils. And since we're only applying it to one animal, we're going to say the total amount applied was 2 milliliters. And then we'll say that it was an intramuscular injection to the neck. So based on the information input when adding that inventory item, you'll see the animal being treated, the preset dosage, and a place to select the container, but then also a place to input that reason. Applying treatment records will then carry over into AgriWebb's reporting, making passing your audits for value-added programs a breeze. If your focus for the day is managing your pastures, that can be done by toggling over to the paddocks view at the top of your screen. You'll notice that new symbols also appear, representing various forms of infrastructure on your operation. AgriWebb has an array of buildings and landmarks you can add to your map to truly bring your operation to life on your account. As we dive deeper into grazing management, you can click on any pasture on your map and set forage, growth rate, and minimum feed on offer. This information, along with stocking rates, allows AgriWebb to calculate grazing days remaining as you move your livestock in and out of each pasture. Having recorded animal movements and set current forage amounts, you can change your map view to view grazing days remaining or current feed on offer. By doing so, each view is going to show you a color-coded form of insights, allowing you to visually see where specific areas of your operation may have more feed on offer or where you may not have grazed animals for quite some time. By using AgriWebb, one of our customers realized he wasn't fully utilizing his grazing lands and understood that he had enough forage on offer in an outlying pasture that he could graze his animals throughout the winter instead of feeding out grain, ultimately saving him around $50,000. If you're planning out the upcoming week for your team, you can set up tasks for your workers by toggling over to the task view. Again, you're going to notice new symbols, each one representing a new task. You can easily add a task and assign it to somebody by clicking this green plus button in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. As your team gets on AgriWebb, tasks will appear on their respective homepage, along with due dates and priority levels. So in this case, we can show advanced fields, again, allocating that task name, assigning it to a team member, selecting a due date, a location, a priority level from low, medium, or high, and then any task details that are needed. AgriWebb's GPS location allows you to easily place a specific task in that exact location. So in this case, if you had a broken fence, you could use that GPS function to place the exact location where the fence needs mended, saving you and your team time from explaining exactly where it's at or finding that location, as well as even fuel on your truck. Now that you've finished your day of managing your livestock, land, and team, throw your tablet in your pickup and head to the house and begin diving into the data. Before AgriWebb, you were likely heading back to your computer to spend hours inputting the data you just collected. AgriWebb's reporting and insights are designed to help you make more informed decisions to ultimately help you drive your business forward. As mentioned before, your treatment and feed records and other records that may have a labor cost associated with them will funnel automatically into the reporting side. So if you do want to take a look at your true cost of production or your true margin on each of your groups of animals, you can do so in these reports here. We're just going to dive into our livestock gross margin report. Here, it's going to give you an overview if you're running sheep of, again, any of those outgoing and ingoing costs, giving you an overview of your true margin. Same here on the cattle side. We also have the ability to change our time frame. So we're currently looking at 2021. You can also go to your last financial year as well to compare accordingly. Right here, we have our different columns. You can customize those columns to select or deselect items that pertain to you and are most important, or you can remove those that aren't as important to what you're wanting to look at. Again, this report's going to give you the animal type or age class, as well as the breed, any management tags that have been applied to the group of animals, as well as your starting head in pounds, as well as that purchase price. So you continue on through. You'll also then see any of those costs that have been associated to each group of animals, whether that's feeds, treatment, maybe deaths. Then you also have your income, so your sale income and your sales, as well as the amount of head and pounds sold, giving you that closing head and closing pound total, and then your outgoings, and ultimately your true net. So again, you want to see all positive numbers, meaning that you're making money on each group of animals, or negatives would mean that you've lost money on that group of animals. We're going to head back to our herd reports. We're going to take a look at livestock activity by user. So as you are managing your team, this report is going to give you the ability to view all activity being done on your account as it pertains to livestock. So in this case, we're going to be able to see the group of animals or herd of animals that were interacted with, the record creation date, as well as when it was observed, the user who would have applied that record to your account, and the event or record type. If there was a pasture associated with it, that will fall in this column here. And if there was a movement, it will show a moved from and to. As you continue over, you'll be able to see any head count. So if there is a shift in the total head count within that group, it's going to show you the before, the change, and the after. And then again, if there's any management tag that's been associated with that group of animals, that is going to show up right here. Just like in our other report, you have the ability to customize your columns and change that time frame to nail down to a specific month, year, or day. As we round out the reporting section of this demo, we're just going to take a look at our AU load by paddock. So in this case, you also have the ability when it comes to grazing to be able to view your current stocking rates as it comes from an animal unit per acre or animal unit per acre per inch of rain that has accumulated, as well as your cumulative stocking loads. In this case, again, you can change that time frame, customize your columns, and truly dive into the details. If you do need to export this information, you can always click this export button, exporting into a CSV, or print to print right there in front of you. As we round out the reporting side, as mentioned earlier, when you are applying a treatment record to an animal or a group of animals, if you ever have a compliance coming up, you can go right to your treatment records report. And again, here it's going to show you all of the various treatments that have been applied to a group of animals or an individual animal, making it that much easier to remain compliant and to pass your audits with flying colors. So we dive into some of these other reports just very quickly. Again, you'll see we have our rainfall reports, our inventory reporting, giving you any of your feed records and feed reconciliation. And then from a cropping standpoint, you have the ability to look at any cultivation, harvest, or sowing records, or viewing any of your treatment records that have been applied to specific pastures or land on your operation. And then at the bottom, you'll see a paddock cost of production, again, showing you how much you're investing in your lands across your operation. What I've walked you through is just a high-level overview of what your life can look like with AgriWebb. To schedule a personalized demo with a member of our team, please click on the link accompanying this email or reach out to us for more information. Have a great day.